Hello everyone, this is Patricia, and just this afternoon it's a beautiful warm day. I should have shorts on, but I have my jeans on. I just got done watering some of the garden. Now there's nothing growing yet and I got to buy more seed, but I do have potatoes in and hopefully they will come. I'm not a farmer, but this is my first year here that I am trying to, and so let's just look at the beautiful trees. I can't believe how quickly those leaves have jumped out off that tree, off those trees. And there is a few trees that need to be cut. You see that one? Let me just see. Right there needs to be cut. And I believe there's a couple over there, and there's one over here. Let me see if I can see it right there. And I believe there's another one hanging. Oop, I might get in the sun and you might not be able to see. But one hanging right there. So all of those from the snow and ice that we've had this winter. Probably just a little bit too much ice on that, and those, or I wouldn't know anything about the trees, but probably softwood, that it wouldn't be hardwood. And I could tell you. Probably some of you know. But anyway, here I am. I just sat down, watered the flowers, and my lupins are all ready to open. And let me think what else. My bleeding hearts are already open. I have, let me think, peonies. I've got 3 of them, but I don't see any little ones on them yet started. I have a lilac bush. Now, if any one of you know what the name of this is, it's different. It blossoms twice a year, and maybe someday I'll go out and just take a picture of them so that you'll know. I have 2 of them. They were here when I arrived, a year and a half. Well, it will be 2 years this end of this July. And actually, this is the smallest piece of land we've ever owned. But we're seniors. I'm 70. Zane will be 78 in July. So it's a lot. It's enough for us to do to keep. He keeps busy. I keep busy, and that's about all I can say on that. But what else is coming here? My lilacs. I'm looking over at them. They're starting, and then I think I've got a couple of a hydrangea that will bloom this year. One of them bloomed last year, so this year I should have more. I cut down a lot of it because there was a lot of dead ends where I moved it last year to a different spot. My rhubarb is coming nicely. I had some, and then an older gentleman gave me a few more, and Zane and I planted them. But they seem to be coming. They'll probably be better next year, but the 3 that I had will produce quite a bit. So I'll probably have more at the end of the summer with the rhubarb as it grows, Lord willing. And anyway, I hear those birds, and it's beautiful to hear. I got to get my hummingbird feeders up. Everybody's saying that they have seen them for the past week or so, and I don't even have mine found. My husband puts everything away, and I'm thankful he does, but I can never find anything. And he always has to find them because I need to get them washed and get their snack put in it. And so what is happening in your day today? I went to coffee with a friend, a neighbor, whose husband has Parkinson's, and just gave her an hour out. And so we'll see it just gives her a breakaway, and it gave me a timeout as well. I had bagel, and I wanted the 4 cheese, but of course they were all out of 4 cheese until tomorrow. But I got a 12 grain, and anyway, that was good. And I had a nice coffee and a glass of water. Do you put in a garden? Give me some secrets of how you do things. I'm very illiterate, not in reading, but in planting and doing things proper. I know people have been telling me that there is partner plants or that you can put with something, because some plants don't like other plants. They don't grow well enough together. Really, I'm really not good at this, but I want them. I want to have a beautiful garden, even if I just plant beans and potatoes. If I have to do that this year, I will. I did buy a couple of already started tomato plants and green peppers, but the tomato plants don't look real healthy. But the pepper plants look okay, and I could probably plant some peppers. I've got some seed from peppers I've bought recently. They've dried out. Sitting here alone. Yeah, I'm alone again today. Zane is crack filling and painting, and he should be done that by now. Then he's going to go check the grocery stores, get some prescriptions for himself, and go and weed whack an elderly lady's lawn. So, and then he'll be home. So maybe 5:36 he'll be home. I already have leftovers, but I'm cooking a few more potatoes and fiddleheads. Have you ever had fiddleheads? They are delicious with just butter. I like them a lot of times with my vinegar. If I just want to sit and eat fiddleheads, they go great with salmon, trout, Gasparot, and very, very good. They curl. Let me see if you can see this. They curl like that. They're all green. They have a nice stem, and they curl. And anyway, they are delicious. They're a free vegetable that you can find along the water banks, the streams, and things like that. In the spring, when we have a lot of water over top of the banks, and then when the water recedes, they start to grow. And you can pick them when they're only this high, and they have a big head, big head like that, and then the stem on it. So you want a little bit of the stem. We picked them one year, and I used to pick them as a teenager down in Fredericton along the St. John River, and picked a lot of fiddleheads there. Not only did I pick fiddleheads down, we picked strawberries, and we picked blueberries, and it was a great big property, and there was a nun that lived in there, and I think a brother or something, or a couple of brothers, and we would pick there because they had a great big huge humongous place, and they weren't going to eat it all. They might have taken some into their priest or something like that, and so me and my mom's baby sister, who was a year younger than me, because mom had 10 siblings, and mom being the oldest girl, she had a brother 2 years older than her, and the youngest was 24 years younger than her. So we would go and pick blueberries and sell some, take some home to our parents, and try to sell some. Well, one day, this elderly lady came out and said, you know, if you wanted to pick, all you could have done was ask. And that's right, we could have asked, and we didn't. We just thought that they wouldn't care, but I guess they wanted us to be kind and thoughtful, and we weren't. We were just kids, and so anyway, shame on me. And anyway, they were delicious, I will say that. And then I would pick alongside of the road. We would have blueberries galore alongside in the ditches, so I could walk and walk and pick berries. And it was just a nice treat to bring back home to Mother, and she could make us, whether it be strawberry shortcake with biscuits or make a cake, and we would have the strawberry shortcake that way. And because she always baked a sweet for us every day. We never went to school without a homemade sweet and homemade bread. And I thought I was, well, I was poor, but I thought that was a shame that I should, I was kind of embarrassed, I think I should say, because a lot of other children, not all of them, but other children went to school and they had baker's bread. Well, we never had baker's bread. And I didn't know how lucky I am. I make it today. I make my, or homemade bread. I make my own homemade bread today, and I enjoy it much better. Now, this past week, now you won't even believe this. They had bread on at the Walmart for 94 cents a loaf, not $3 a loaf. So I picked up, I don't know how many I got, 6 or more. So I've got a few more bags in the freezer that before I have to make any more bread. And when it gets too hot, I probably won't be making it too often unless we have a very damp day or something like that. And I might put a loaf or two. I usually make 2 loaves at a time because that's enough that'll last us a few days. And so anyway, it's good, and it's more filling than just having 1 slice of bread or 2 slices of bread of the baker's bread. And see how good that was when we were children. And we may not have had a lot of fruit to eat, but we had bread and our meat on it, whatever meat she had. And I just like peanut butter and mustard and salt and pepper. Now, isn't that weird? And I would say, no, Mom, I just want peanut butter, mustard, salt, and pepper. So she would do that, or I would make it as I get older. And sometimes deviled ham. Deviled ham was good years ago, but it's not. Looks like cat food to me today. And let me think. I don't know. Even peanut butter. But peanut butter and mustard for me, I liked. I enjoyed it. And I'm strange. I know I am. My mother would stand at the counter and eat mustard and onion, put a raw onion on her slice of bread and eat it that way. Now, I can eat that too, but I love raw onions on my potatoes. When I have potatoes, just for a change, I do like that. I love garlic, and I have a friend who puts garlic in raw honey, and you let it sit. I've got it in the fridge. I've got a couple of bottles in there. A couple of bottles I tried to make myself. And if you get a sore throat, you take a tablespoon or 2. Now, she makes the beet gavasa, and you drink that. You take a little cup, maybe a quarter of a cup, and you drink some of that every day. But I'm the only one that drinks it, so I drink out of the bottle. And she just puts them in pop bottles, and I drink that. And she showed me, or has made, looks like sauerkraut, but it is done with, you take your cabbage and you take the bowl and you just take your cabbage and go like this, and leave it set, and but you keep doing that with the salt, and it makes the brine. And once you have enough brine, you take that and you put it in bottles. You don't tighten the cover to the tightest capacity. You leave it so that if it wants to try to burp itself, it can. Like there can be some air come through there. So not as tight as, because then it's not going to work or something. So I've been buying them. When she first came, she from Ontario, and I bought them, and then I learned how to make that one. And I also make, she does beets, and you don't take the skins off, you just wash them very well, and you cut them up, into little squares, into little cubes, and you also put them in salt water, kosher salt or sea salt, and you put that in bottles, and you just, again, you leave them set for a month or whatever, and they'll almost, it's, what are they, I can't think of what they call it, but anyway, you probably know what I mean. Now the cabbage would have to sit, before you bottle it, it has to be set in a crock, probably for 3 weeks, something like that, and you just keep stirring, like, and just things like that, that is healthy for you. We've got away from doing all those things. We go out and buy all the stuff where it's been done for us, but a lot of times if you do it yourself and do it with, just spend a little time in researching things like that. But it's good for you. It helps me, my stomach. I've been waiting on a surgery for the past 3 years for a hernia. Now it's only 5 centimeters by 7 centimeters. Now I used to be in really bad pain, but this past, I will say 6 months, that pain is not severe anymore. I wasn't able to eat a lot, and because of the pain and the discomfort underneath my rib cage, and I just felt like it was just up underneath my heart and pushing on the ribs, and now I don't. So I don't even care if the doctors call from out of town, where I would have to go and talk to them and then have a surgery, have a mesh put in. Maybe God's healing me. I don't know. But right now I don't have a whole lot of symptoms. I'm on 2 different types of medication, twice a day for each one, and for that, pantoprazole and another new one, famotidine or something like that, and that's for the hernia, so for the pain. So anyway, that might be healed, and let's pray that it is. Anyway, I just thought I'd stop by. I don't have many of you who are subscribing and liking, and so I don't know how much longer I will do this. I'm just an older lady whose family is doing things much on their own. We don't get to see them that often, the 2 with younger children especially. My oldest daughter, I do when she has time. I might see her once or twice a month, but she calls every day, and so that's good, and I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful for the time that I do have and that I do talk to the other children. So anyway, my husband is busy doing things that he does to make a few dollars, and for himself and for the things that he likes to have, instead of taking out of the money to pay our bills. So please like, subscribe, and share, if you will, to your friends, and maybe my little channel, which isn't doing anything, will start to grow a little bit, and I will find some great friends, great women, friends, and men. If you're here, then I can bring my husband on sometime when he's home, and we can chat together. But thank you for sitting and listening to me, and may God bless you. Be kind to those around you, because you do not know the pain they've been going through. I came across a few words today that said, kindness is like a blooming of wildflowers. Isn't that beautiful? And I'm thinking, if I could, if my kindness to others would help them to see that as like blooming, like wildflowers. Just let your kindness be like the wildflowers blooming around you, that others can see that, and that others know that you care, because we're not all have a lot, and we don't all have the greatest relationships. We don't all have a place to sleep at night. We don't all have food to eat, or the amount of food we should eat. There's so many homeless, and there's so many who are being abused. There's so many in addiction. And we just need to be kind one to another, tender-hearted, because we would want that from other people if we were going through those same things. Just say hello. How are you today? And may God bless you. And I'm thinking of you today. If you have a friend, a neighbor, take them out to have a maybe just a short drive, sit along a stream or water. I find a brook, the bubbling brook, or sitting by the water is so peaceful. I could sit down just, if you had water running into, when my son was only a couple of years old, we would go for a little walk. He was probably 2 or 3. And there would be underneath the road, they have those, what do you call them? Can't think, but they're cement. And on the other side would be water coming out. I would take him down, sit him on the top of that, and he would dangle his feet. And then when he wanted to get down and just wade into the water, I was wishing I could be him. And he would do that. I hope he remembers that, but he probably doesn't. But I do. Those are precious moments of having your children in your lives. But he is 43. Yes, he's 43. He just turned, and my oldest one is 56. Should be 57 the end of October. And my youngest is 37 this next week coming. So, may the Lord bless you, may He keep you, and may you be kind to others. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share.